we are recording. So there were some things that I wanted to go over pre-game. This should have been something that I brought up last adventure, or last session, but completely forgot. I will spend the entire week up until 5 minutes before the game laying out in my mind everything that needs to happen, and then we start playing and all of those thoughts tumble out until about 5 minutes after the game. So so this time during the week, as I've been able to get to my paper and pencil, I've written down a list of things. So the first is, I don't know what I was thinking, but apparently at some point I was figuring out how to change the magic point system and have no idea what that was supposed to be or how it was supposed to work. So it's not changing except for anybody that has magic points. This is not ISP. This is specifically magic points. You can gain an additional amount of magic points equal to your MA plus a D6. So if you want to make sure, in the bottom right-hand corner of chat that it says private GM roll, and if you want to roll your D6s in there, add it to your MA, you will change your base number in your pool to reflect that, as well as your current.
How do you edit the base?
You right click over the name, and then a little bar will appear that allows you to edit.
Yeah, I see it.
And that's how you edit everything for the person who whispered a question, or maybe they wrote it. Whoever asked me a question, you do the same thing. If you edit what you asked for, then that will show up. You just find what that is.
So we're adding our MA and a D6, correct?
Correct, yes. So if, like, you had, let's say, 40, and your MA was 6, and you rolled a D6, now you have a 47. 40 plus your MA of 6 plus the roll. That's a little adjustment to help in the higher level spells once you get there. It'll
Can we
also
do that for hit? Can we do that for hit points too?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're not marked.
You were offering to help in the higher levels as well, so that's why I asked.
Nope.
Cleeman, did you change my character?
I do not believe so, no.
Because I used to have a Decimus that failed to function, and then you made a Decimus 2, and there's no longer a Decimus 2, there's just a Decimus. And under old characters, there's also a Decimus.
Yes, the old character is the one that no longer functions, and the one under normal characters should be your current character.
Okay, so he's no longer 2. He's it.
No, he just became it, correct.
Okay.
At some point, I'm going to get rid of the ones under old characters because they're broke, but just in case something went sideways, I wanted to have a backup, I guess. I might actually do a backup folder and put a copy of everybody in there, so just in case something goes strange. Okay, so that was the first thing, was adjusting magic points. The second thing I wanted to go over was the new rules for auto parry and auto dodge. It's based off of whether or not your occupation is considered a man of arms or a rogue, not what your hand-to-hand skill, if you have a hand-to-hand combat skill, is. So the The men of arms are specifically bounty hunter, knight, longbowman, mercenary sailor, soldier, and squire. They get an automatic parry, and then if they do not parry, then they can choose, if they want, to dodge, but it takes an attack.
You
The
said it was really
rogues-
fast. Paladin was one of those, right?
No longer. Hold up, because I'll get to paladins later. There's a
Okey-dokey.
special case. So the rogues, which are assassin, pirate, ranger, spy, and thief, you no longer get an automatic parry. You get an automatic dodge. But if you choose to dodge, you cannot parry.
Okay.
But auto dodge is allowed in all stances.
Okay.
So you can't do a normal dodge or a normal parry if you're in the throne or the magic or the throne or the ranged stances. Basically, they get a higher number of attacks because all they can do is attack. All they're doing is concentrating on attacking. So the auto dodge, because they're not spending an action, they can dodge, but you cannot parry. But to use that in any time, you can't parry. If you decide to parry, you don't auto dodge. You could then spend an action to parry, fail, and spend an action to dodge. Did that make sense?
I just want to check. So, when you said we can't auto dodge if we're not one of those classes, but if I'm in magic stance, can I choose to dodge?
If you're in magic or hand-to-hand, you can choose to dodge. If you're in throne or you are in ranged, you cannot. All your concentration is getting as many things fired or thrown at your enemy as possible.
Okay.
That goes into the next point, which I'll get to momentarily, is actions versus attacks. But to continue, paladins, they are clergy. They're not considered men of arms, but they have a auto parry using a shield. So if you have your shield out, you can auto parry without using an attack or action. And you can parry, thrown or missiles, etc. If you fail, you can still spend the action to try to dodge. But if you don't have a shield, then you do not get to auto parry. You have to spend an action because you get the touch thing, as well as later you start getting some spells. So did that make sense, Bob?
Yep.
Okay, so switching over to attacks versus actions. In the hand-to-hand and in the mystic combat stances, you get actions. And actions and attacks are interchangeable in those stances. So you get actions, and you can use each one of those actions as an attack. You can use it as a parry. You can use it as a dodge. You can use it to drink a potion, take off your backpack to start rooting around for something in it. Anything like that you can do in the hand-to-hand and mystic stances. But if you go into the ranged or thrown stance, like I said, all your concentration is just getting as many objects to hit your opponent as you can. So you cannot do any other actions. All you can do is attack. That's how the auto dodge is allowed, because auto dodges do not require an action or an attack. So is that understandable?
Yep.
Okay. So, and I will probably repeat this a few times, until
I'm sorry,
we
Lehman. You said the ranged ones only, right?
get ranged and thrown.
Right. The ones where you're doing ranged combat one way or the other. You can't.
Well,
so,
Mystic can be ranged, and they're allowed to do it.
right. So I can no longer do the healing touch if I take either of those two stances now.
Correct.
Okay.
And you would not even be able to move. All you do is you stand. You basically get in your stance, you focus, and you fire off a lot more arrows or sling stones or thrown weapons than anybody in hand-to-hand or magic can do.
Oh.
So let's see, go over. Okay, so having said that, on some page in the PDF, and I probably should have written down what page it is, but there is an order of combat. It's also in the journal section. If you go to the journal entries tab, there is an order of combat that if you click that, you'll get a pop out of it. But in that, it's basically saying that combat's broken down into rounds. Each round is about a minute of time. And then basically, we'll go into more detail of what is happening. So the first thing, as always, is people determine what stance they are going to be in. But this is the one time that you're able to freely switch weapons. So at the beginning of a new round or at the beginning of combat, when I say everybody chooses stances, if you're going from a ranged stance to a hand-to-hand stance, you can switch out your weapon for free. Or, switch out a sword and shield for a hammer, whatever. You can do your item weapon switching at that time. Otherwise, if you wish to switch weapons, you can only do it in either the Mystic Combat stance or the hand-to-hand stance, and that switch out will require an action. So the first thing is determine stances, get your free switch. Then everybody rolls initiative. Don't hit the, and I think it might have been taken out, but I'm not sure on what you guys can do from your view or not. But I have a roll. Basically, once everybody rolls their initiative, I have a button that will transfer all the initiatives into the combat tracker at the same time. Everybody gets ordered. We go through the order like we did last time. The only thing that's a little, it's kind of always been a rule, but it's never really came up, is if you have two people on opposing sides that have the same initiative, if one of them kills the other one gets to still fight back because it's happening at the exact same time. But that's only if there's the same initiative.
Like Battletech.
Yep. Yep.
But not, okay, so once everybody's had a turn, then everybody does their second, etc. When everybody gets to 0, except for that last person's at 1, we kind of pause there. At that point, any durations will get counted down by 1. And if you've cast a spell, any spells that you have that continuously do damage, all of that, do it on your turn. Don't do it on the other person's turn or whatever. Just your turn, it's your damage. You do it then. And then at the end of the round, everything counts down by 1. So even in the very first round that it happens, because if you've done something with damage or affecting them, it happened on your round already, so then it counts down by 1. Then after the rounds, like the durations have been counted down, if anybody has leftover movement, they can choose to use the remainder or part whatever they want. You can basically, if you have leftover movement, you can move. And this will allow people that need or want to get into a ranged mystic or thrown stance to get away from some melee people. And then after people have done any movement, if they have any left, then everything repeats until combat's over. Once combat's over, then you can attempt to see if you can successfully recover your arrows, your crossbow bolts, your daggers, and whatever things you have thrown or shot, and see if they are usable after that. And that order of combat is in both here in the journal entries and in the PDF. So that is for everybody to check out. Also in the journal entry is everybody now has a folder, and in the folder you have a equipment diagram. To have that open, you actually have to hit the little PDF symbol. Don't hit the name. If you hit the name, you get a bunch of weird stuff that pops up. But if you hit the PDF, then you get a little paper silhouette, and it just will list where you are keeping your big and bulky items. So if you have a bunch of stuff in your backpack, the only thing that you need is your backpack. Listed there.
I don't see the combat order in my journal.
Yeah, same.
Oh, you don't? Okay, let me check
No.
permissions. Is it there now?
Yep.
Okay. I just forgot to put the permissions there.
Oh, that is really small writing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't know how to make it bigger, but I probably will make a what do I want to call it? A snippet of what's in the book and put it as an image, and hopefully it'll appear
What
bigger.
page was it in the book again?
79. Of PDF wise, 78 paper.
Yeah, I got
on the paper.
And then there's one, hopefully, that you can all see that's for the wagon.
Yep.
So that is one that you can write your if anybody is keeping anything in the wagon, you can write it there.
I don't remember everything that we put in the wagon. Basically, the loot from.
Yeah, it has the chests. It won't happen this game, but in the future there will be different ways that you either can or cannot cancel spells and prayers and stuff like that. It is written in the magic that I've sent out so far, but we're not doing new magical changes this session. I went over actions and actions versus attacks. Base heal is something that I clarified more instead of having to write out the formula every time a new, I was typing out a new heal thing. Base heal is your highest occupation level plus your PE divided by 5 rounded down. And anytime you get healed or you do natural healing, everything is based off of that base heal. So, like natural healing, the first 2 days is half the base heal, and then it's the base heal after that. Pretty much all spell effects or powers, abilities, etc. will be base heal plus something. So that all the character sheets should have a base heal. So if I ever ask you for that, you can just press that button. It will appear to me in chat, and then I can heal you properly. And then the last thing for Foundry that I wanted to go over was there's 2 ways to open a character sheet. The first way is up where it says Actors Directory, and then there is a characters folder, and then your character is listed in that folder. That's the best way to open your character sheet. If you open your token, it doesn't always, it's like a character sheet to that specific token. So if there is another token somewhere, it won't update your main character sheet. It will only open the token character sheet.
Okay, that's good to know. Because I was using the token.
Yeah, it might not record the information you want to record.
That is how I can throw out 7 kobolds and have all their character sheets be different, because I just open each one of their tokens and it does not get reflected in the main character sheet. So
That's cool.
if you're just doing it for, like a battle or something, not a problem. But if you're actually trying to get information that you wish to keep on the character sheet, then you want to open up the real character sheet that is in the actors directory tab.
So, Lehman, to revisit the order of combat, I think I didn't hear all of one part of it. If you're in a thrown or a ranged stance, and somebody moves up to you, you lose all your attacks now. And
Yes.
Because they've interrupted you. But you also can't move. When can you move?
At the very end, the number 6, like the very last thing of the round, is anyone who still has movement left may move.
I just wanted to make sure that that included, because technically, from the way you described it, I was thinking, oh, I have 0 movement at this point in time because I've taken this stance.
No, you have 0 actions. So
right,
you don't,
when they come up to you, you have 0 actions, but
right.
I'm not allowed to move before step 6 at that point.
Right. Basically, all your focus was on hitting them, and now they're in front of you, and for the remainder of that time, you are having to adjust and get out.
Right. That's fine. I just wanted to I didn't hear where you said that you could do the movement. I was afraid that it was wait for the new init, change your stance to melee, attack, move away.
No. I put it at the end specifically to allow people to get out of range before things started happening again. So you could get out, hopefully win an ish, and hit the guy a few more times.
Right. Or hope your tanks get in front of them.
Right. Okay, so having said that, the last session you had fell in a trap.
Hey, Lehman, one more thing.
Yes.
Something that might be useful, and I don't know if there's a module or a mod or whatever you call it for it, is some kind of count up clock, so that when I turn on my lantern, I can click a button and it tells me how long. Otherwise, I'll just keep asking you, how long has it been, so I know how much oil I've burned.
Yeah, for now we'll have to do that, because I don't know if there's anything that's not D&D 5th related that does that.
Right. Well, and there's also there'll also be times where we're not actually playing, we're talking about something else. Pause it.
Right.
So Lehman,
yes.
If I'm getting this right, if I take a throwing stance and somebody jumps up and stabs me, I have to stand there and let them stab me repeatedly before I can try moving away?
Yes. Because in your throwing stance, you will get quite a few more attacks than anybody else, and it's the same with the range stance. You can get up to like 6, 7, 8, 9, depending on which type you get.
If you're in your casting stance, the same thing applies?
No. Because casting, you can get a maximum of 2 actions that take a long amount of time to do casting, so you can do an attack instead of casting. It's like a spell takes about 30 seconds to cast, So you can. That's why they're called actions. If you look in the book under the different types of combats, mystic and hand to hand specifically say actions, and the other ones specifically say attacks.
Okay.
So yes, if you get you can't. Well, sorry, you have a 10% chance to cast a spell if you've taken damage that round, but you can then stab the person with a knife, or dodge, or parry, or move away on your turn.
Okay, I'm sorry. One more time, then I guess I missed that part. So I have one. If I'm in my magic stance, my mystic stance,
Yes.
I have one attack right now.
Yes.
If somebody moves up to me, I can try to cast a spell if they hit me, but I have a 10% chance that I don't.
No, you have a 10% chance of success.
Okay, but I can now choose to do something different. I can now attack instead of doing the magic?
Yes, you could attack, you could parry, you could dodge, you could move away.
Okay. Okay.
You would not gain benefits from your hand-to-hand stance because you're not in that stance, but you could attempt to roll and see what happens.
Right. Okay.
So on those, whatever you rolled, if it said, plus whatever to because of hand-to-hand, you would get your weapon proficiency, but anything that you got from a hand-to-hand stance would not take effect.
Oh, you put one of the small-sized bastard swords in my hand, but I don't get any bonuses if I use it, so I can just throw that in my backpack, right?
Yes. Well, no, you're human-sized, so that's gonna. You would at least have to wear it at your waist, on your
put
hip.
it on my hip. That's fine.
Because for two-handed for small is going to at least be a large one-handed for a person, a medium-sized person.
I just can't fight with it, so I wouldn't try to fight with it. Is all I was thinking.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yep. When we finished last time, you did some things with the characters about night vision or dark vision.
Yes.
Yeah, he took away our sight.
You're a human, so that doesn't affect you.
Right. But it
Right.
may have affected some other members of the party.
And they should be seeing that effect right now.
Okay.
I'm seeing red.
But yeah, so a lot less people have night vision now. And I almost thought I could figure out how to flip day vision, but it failed. So Sir Emery and Cassius are happy about that.
Yes.
It was like the old that mud we played, that it took us a long time to figure out that the demons could see in the dark, but they'd go out in daylight and couldn't see, so then they would cast the darkness spells, and then the other members of the party then couldn't see, so they would cast light spells, and then and we're just casting spells, and it took us a while, and we're like, oh wait, we're making each other blind. So you had to find sunglasses, and then it was fine. Okay, so you had fought some kobolds down in this trap that was on the clear, clean section of the road. I do need to know, because I listened again to the the session, and it wasn't clear on if Cassius or Francis was the one who killed the last kobold here.
Oh. I don't remember.
I don't either. I think it might have been Cassius.
Because
Yeah.
I'll say this: when I listened through it, Cassius was like, "I slit his throat," and then nothing happened for a little while, or like, "I want to slit his throat," and then Francis said, "You hold his head back, I'll slit the throat." But it was
Okay.
never stated who actually did it, so that's what I need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll go ahead and take credit for it.
Okay.
I'll tip his head back.
Okay. So, having said that, everybody roll a perception. I believe that is at the top of the character sheets. Maybe PER.
Yep.
Okay. Of course, Crandor critically succeeds because I
Oh.
don't. Okay.
Oh, I'm seeing Bodil's rolls.
So
That probably
Jenny,
shouldn't be-
switch to private GM role. So those. Well, let's see. Did anybody? Emery does. Okay. So Sir Emery, you glance back at the place that you entered.
Yep.
And you see some daylight spilling in.
Whoa!
And
Looks like there might be the way out.
hold on one moment. Okay. And you see Crandor come down into the area. The trap door, though, does not close. And then you feel a tug.
Wait, I do?
Yes.
A tug on my what?
Is it a happy tug?
You feel kind of a tug along your waist, and then kind of out from where your belt cinches your top.
Hey, does it sound good so far? Keep going.
That card flies out.
The card. Crap, I remember something about a card, but I do not actually remember it.
The clown.
Oh no.
Was it the clown card?
And it spins 4 times in the air in front of you. And then it shoots out. and cuts through Francis, curves, and then hits Cassius.
Ooh. Boy.
Spins around, blood kind of spatters on the wall and onto Francis and Cassius, and then it flies back and kind of snuggles back into your waistband.
Okay.
So I sidle away from the guy I was healing? Because that's not creepy.
Yeah. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to keep this here anymore.
Get that
And
card.
I'm going to pluck that card back out, because that's not a good place to keep a razor sharp card. Any kind of razor sharp object should be staying away from the belt region, in fact. Let's find someplace else to keep this thing. Maybe keeping it's not such a good idea either.
Maybe we should burn it.
Oh God, she's talking! I mean, aren't you knocked unconscious?
No.
No, they just took some damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah,
They're-
just
they're- no,
we
wait.
took
What are,
shock damage.
what are their middle bar? Okay, I see.
Yeah, shock
I
points.
thought you got taken out.
No.
The bars look like they were all the way out. Okay.
All their
Oh,
shock
the shock
points
points
are.
are way gone. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we could try to burn this thing.
I don't know if burning it right now is the best thing until we can understand it more, but we might need to understand why it just did what it did.
Yeah.
Where did you get it from?
It's what saved his life, I think. The clown threw it on his back after beating him nearly to death, and then he got back up. But while you guys think about it, I think I'm gonna walk down to the other end of the place. You know, where the light is.
Yeah, why don't we just leave? Like, the hole is open, we could go.
So I guess these guys attacked you. Is that what happened? We have this one that's unconscious. Do we need to ask her why her people attacked us?
Well, why don't you do your magic stuff and wake her up?
Leaving?
Oh, she
Yes.
will be awake really soon. She's just paralyzed.
Oh, well, she's tied up, but we
Right.
can ask her what the hell's going on.
Crandor, come down the hall. Can you see us?
Hopefully you should see a light if you look far to the right. Jason?
Well, you guys watch her, and I'll go guide him down with my lantern. Because there is a lot of dark between this light and that light.
So you got the tremor. You should keep your eye on this little woman that's tied up down here.
Is Jason here? I know he's
I have-
mute.
I haven't heard him in a little bit. I will connect our light bubble. There we go.
And once you get closer, Bodil and Old Man Nicholas notice there is a black bird perched on his shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lehman,
Looks
can you move?
similar to a crow or a raven that has a bit of white around its beak.
Okay. Waiting for Crandor.
He might not be here, so I'll move him.
Yeah, it'd take us a little while to go back and forth because I only moved 7. So.
So you can move back.
Did you see my chat message, Lehman?
Oh, he did type a message saying, Jason typed a message saying he was going AFK.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
It's alright. I went down
That's all right,
there
I
and
didn't.
Fetch you.
went down there so you
Yeah.
had light and you could walk to us.
Good to see you again, young chap.
Then the okay. I was like, somebody left? No, Joe put a picture. So the bird hops off of Crandor's shoulder and lands on Sir Emery's shoulder.
Would you like this card, little bird? Because I do not. I suspect it is some sort of a curse. Any chance, like a demon and devil lore knowledge would help me with something like this?
Possibly. Let me.
Or if you want, I could look at your card.
No, I think he wants the bird to do it.
Oh, by the way, Crandor, the card jumped out of his belt and attacked Francis and Cassius and then went back into his belt.
And Crendor, be careful. He keeps it tucked in his pants.
What
So
was
you-
Cassius? Memory.
But the good news
Sir
is,
Emery
nothing
has-
here was injured.
Does not have knowledge of any demonic cards.
Oh, you did the roll for me. Cool.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'm just wondering if it's some sort of a curse or something like that from this clown monster.
Well, I could look at it and try and determine whether it's good or evil.
Yes, but can we trust your judgment on this one?
Why?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, it didn't hit. Yeah, it did hit you. It made you bleed.
it did cut a bitch, as they say.
And then you suggested that it be burned. So
Yeah. That also suggests a certain bias against.
Yeah, one might even say prejudice.
what they were doing, I don't know that they were doing anything at the time that it happened. I don't know. By the way, paralysis should have worn off by now.
Okay, so
So I'll
Ulrich
stand her up.
kind of looks around at everybody and sighs, and drops its head down.
So, why do you have this trap set here, and why did you attack us?
And can you understand what we say?
It looks at you with confusion.
Hold on.
Time to flip to the skill page. What
I might have something here.
Possible that this
Okay.
card came to the rescue of these kobolds. I mean, it did attack the two people who most recently killed the dude on the ground.
Okay, I'm going to cast a spell.
What language do kobolds speak? Is that Draconic?
Yes.
Yes.
So
How
who
long
are
is
you?
a round?
1 minute.
1 minute.
It seems like you've got a pet, Sir Emery.
Oh no, not exactly. Nope. I'm just concerned about whatever this thing is, and it's staying so close to Emery Jr. here. I'm just rather concerned about where it might what it might do.
I'm not talking about the card.
Sir Emery, hand me the card. I'll put it in my backpack. How's that?
Oh yes, of course. Here.
So I slip it in one of the pouches in the back.
So if
Who's holding captive the cobalt? Or is there a cobalt?
And
Yes.
Or
stand
what?
here.
Explain the scene in front of me because I just got here.
We're just talking about Emery Jr.
So, what you see is a bunch. We walked past a few dead kobolds. There's a few dead kobolds here. One kobold in better armor than the rest, Lehman. Is that correct?
Yes, one is in, I believe it was
Plate,
or plate and chain, maybe?
right? Is bound and standing in front of Decimus, right here, Jason.
Okay.
Chain, sorry, it's in chain.
But and when you up, it's like they shook themselves out of a paralysis of sorts, and Chris helped them to their feet.
So did people see what I showed them?
Yeah.
Card.
Card.
So who was talking to the cobalt?
I asked a question in Vale.
I also asked the question, and it was Narathi.
So Lehman, I don't know what happened, but it looks like one of my speak additional languages doesn't have. I don't know if the title of it was too long. It doesn't have what language it is. I might have to look at the. Is that under my level? Is that where? Or advancement? Or
Yeah, or you might not have chose what language it was, so I didn't.
okay. Let me check advancement real quick.
So you cast that spell?
Yeah, I touched Sir Emery.
Okay.
Ah, thank you.
Sir Emery, you feel like you can probably understand languages. Your tongue has a tingling sensation.
Oh, interesting. Well, my kobold friend, I will say in koboldese.
If you treat your friends like this, I'd hate to see how you treat your enemies. Those with Draconian can understand that.
Okay.
Does your PDF have the languages in it, Lehman?
I don't think the supplement does. I'm not. I don't think the PDF does yet.
Okay.
Well, if you don't, well, if this is how you treat your guests, then I don't suppose you have very many friends, do you?
Guests.
You,
that would
yes,
mean ownership of a place.
yes. Are you also, so are you some kind of squatters in this place? I mean, we fell out of the road into here. You trapped us here and then attacked us.
We did not trap anybody. We are trapped. You attacked us.
It's not quite how I recall it.
You came down and immediately started attacking.
You know what? My bad. Perhaps we did. On account of how we thought you were the ones that trapped us. Sorry about that.
We've been down here for probably over a week. Because we were trying to hide from you, and when you were going around the road, then we decided to go on the road, and then we fell in here. And luckily there was some dead ogres that we've been able to keep ourselves from starving until you came and did the job.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, quite sorry about that. Certainly did not mean that.
We even decorated our armor so that you would know that we were not part of Raznor's men, and you still attacked us.
Yep, again, sorry about that. It's dark, and yep, that was bad. Well, have you further explored around here? Is there any more, like, what have you, in your week, have you found, some exit that a larger person, perhaps, standing upon shoulders, might be able to get out of?
No, it's just that way. We couldn't get up there. There's some doors, and he points further along. Can you guys see my ruler?
Yeah.
Okay, so towards that way. He points in that direction. There's some doors. So they seemed locked, and we didn't bother trying to open
Layman.
down that way.
I draconic is what I have. I will check all the kobolds. If any of them aren't dead, I will try to heal them.
Okay, let's see.
I'll even walk back down the tunnel, checking on those guys.
Again, quite sorry about all that. It's quite unfortunate. The whole misunderstanding thing.
What?
Anthony, I will go with you.
Okay.
Let's see.
Nicholas, I will.
One might say.
So the ones I'm just trying to.
And if you need medicine checks, you can do that to determine whether or not I can tell.
I think these are all just that one. He was actually. I didn't subtract from him. So the ones that still have like hit points in the hit point bar, those were the ones that were just unconscious.
So I will definitely do at least a single heal on like that one.
I disarm him before he becomes conscious, so he just doesn't defend himself.
And you may want to bind hands too.
Oh, that's interesting. So there's. I'll need to change.
Steven, can I pick him up and take him with us?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll follow along with that kobold in my arms. Princess Carrie.
I haven't been down below, so I'll have to go searching around down there to see if any of them are alive.
How much does a kobold weigh?
Oh, probably with their armor, probably 70, 80 pounds.
I'll take my backpack off and set it here against the wall where Old Man Nicholas is, and I'll pick up the 2 kobolds, put one over each shoulder, and head on back.
Okay.
Then I'll follow Anthony around. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do what we can to heal those of your companions that can be, and we'll and then I think we can be best buddies and stuff.
Call me if
bygones being and all that.
How many are down here that I need to look for? Or
there was only one and it's dead.
well, I was asking that in character. It's like, how many of them did you fell down there? I never made it down that way. So we were able to save 2.
I've always wanted to cast this.
So do you, yeah, there you go.
No, your light is much brighter than my light.
Well, a globe of daylight for everyone.
That's nice.
I think in the future, if we come down into dark tunnels, we should try to do a better job of staying together. Old Man Nicholas and I were kind of left way back.
Well, I think the laws of nature have changed, so we're going to need to, because some of us can no longer see in the dark.
We probably need to be getting out of here, because that carpet of fusion spell put on the trapdoor may be wearing off.
Oh.
Good to hear.
Well, there's also some doors down at the other end.
If you want to stay...
We can figure out how to fix the trapdoor first before you go exploring.
Yeah. Okay. Lehman, I'm going to head down to the trapdoor end.
Okay.
And see if I can, let's see.
I'll drag Chris's backpack over. Since he was carrying kobolds, I'm like just slowly dragging it.
Did anybody untie the other kobold that's tied up?
No, she's right. She's right here, and she's still tied up. Or was it a she? I thought it was a she, right?
It's a he, but you don't. It's hard to tell. It's like
all
kobold
genders.
All kobolds like.
They're not mammals, so it's sometimes difficult to tell.
Well, using whatever I've got, masonry, pick locks, etc., anything that has to do with traps.
So how high is it to get out of here?
It is. It's kind of it's not exactly a slide, but it's not straight vertical. It's really steep angle, and there is a rope hanging down
I climb down.
that Crandor used to climb down.
Hey, do we have any of those giant spears that we
Karnak
could use to
has
jam
tied it
open?
around the wagon wheels.
What was that, Chris?
I believe Sir Emery brought at least one giant spear. Perhaps we could use that to jam it open.
And Sir Emery is already like walked by himself way down the corridor to go find those doors.
I see that, yes.
Okay. So, I'm going to tie the rope around Shep down here and ask one of the bigger people to please help me get him up.
I would look at the bear who's more giant
Yeah,
than
I'll help.
So if you would like to climb up and then maybe pull him up and then lower the rope down for
Yeah. Is that, where are we? Is it over here?
I think it's just Lehman making a climb check, or you making a climb check for Lehman.
No, it'll basically the dwarf actually has to hold as well because your weight starts moving the wagon a little bit, but you are able to scamper up to the top and get the rope back down. They can tie a little harness around Shep and pull him up and get other people up there.
So we all go up until
all these people here in this area can put yourself back on the road map, and Sir Emery and Cassius, I guess, are still.
Road? I don't see the road.
We don't have a road map anymore.
I'm trying to figure out the mechanism of the trap.
It's a simple weight makes the trap door go down, and then once the weight's not on it, it comes back up. But there was something that seemed to be holding it. Whoops, I toggled it off. Let's try road again.
We do bring the kobolds.
Do you still not see the road?
No.
No.
I still see it.
There it is.
There we go.
Yep.
Well, everybody got moved. Do you see the road trap? Bob and Cassius can move themselves back.
Look, we're out. Very good.
Well, no, you were down looking at the doors, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And Cassius was kind of in the middle. So once the last of you get there, the spell Carpet of Adhesion scroll that you used, the duration ends, and the trapdoor snaps back up.
Oh.
So, Crandor, did you use the scroll? Did you learn it?
I may have.
You may have learned it, or you may have used it.
Either one.
So let's see.
Yes, I did use it, and yes, I did learn it.
Excellent.
So, is Francis up here, or is Francis still down below looking at the trap?
I'm still down below.
So then you need to go to the. If you're not there, you're on the road trap. Okay.
I was moving those people to the bottom of the map because they're not actually here.
So Bob needs to switch. At least it shows me that Bob's on the road, not on the road trap.
Actually,
Yeah, I thought Lehman was moving everybody. But I'm on. I don't think I see where the trap is.
Up at the top right, you should click on road trap. There's a little box.
The map. Oh.
Lehman had to move us all because the road wasn't there.
It wasn't showing for some reason, but the blue box is where the trap is.
Yep.
You guys are getting out?
They've already got out.
If they're looking up at the bottom of the road trap, Is there any handles or anything that we can pull on? Is there a switch or something that turns it off that locks the road in place?
Nothing you saw below or above seems to fit that description.
Well, Cassius, should we check these doors and see if there's any way out here?
Yeah,
You do.
might as well.
Perhaps there's some groovy treasure down here.
So
It does
we-
look very, very like when you fell in that. The place was in quite disrepair. It looked like it had been built a long, long time ago.
So Lehman, which side is the hinge side? Since we would have seen it open. Okay.
Basically, it was like Karnak and Crandor were kind of in the back half, and everybody else tumbled through.
Right. So maybe we can get some long poles made from the trees around here and try to push it down to see if we can see what it takes to lever it, at least. Then maybe we can wedge it open with something.
Crandor and Karnak, they had to experiment a little with it, and it took both of them, as well as a few large boulders on the area, to make it open. And then as soon as the things tumbled off, it snapped back. After doing that a couple of times is when Crandor got the idea to use the carpet of adhesion scroll to make it stick open.
So if he did a carpet of adhesion on it and we piled boulders on it, it would drop and the boulders would stay and keep it open?
As long
Very,
as the carpet
very
of adhesion.
possibly. Yep.
Well, and then we could pile other rocks from down below on it because there's now debris that he just dropped in earlier, right?
At least some. You willing
So-
to do that, Crandor?
You two get to the doors in the inside of the underground area.
Who are you
What are you
talking
two doing? The people by the doors.
I'm not seeing any doors.
Not the trap door. It's not you. It's the other two people that went down the hallway instead of coming towards the trap door.
I was gonna go with them.
Oh, by the way, Lehman,
Well, you said you wanted to go where the trap door was, so that's why you went.
Yeah,
toward that.
I was checking it out, and then
Well, there. I mean, you went one way, and they went the complete opposite direction that you went. So.
Yep, that's me.
well, after I've inspected the bottom of the trap door and don't see anything, I'm gonna hurry my way to catch up to them.
Right, hold on one moment, because you're moving and they're actually there doing.
Okay.
Anything update on it?
And the thing that allows you to see is gone.
Right. And I'm recasting it.
Okay. So Cassius or Emery.
Cassius, is there some kind of loot or perhaps another path out? Since I believe our friends have already left. Perhaps there's some ancient evil that should never be released behind these doors.
Okay. I'm not that old. But, let's see. Yeah, I'll examine the door, see if it's. First, I'll check to see if it's locked.
So check to see if it's locked.
Yep. Okay. Okay. I guess I'll see if I can open it. do I need to make a roll for that, or
Go
just
go to a blind GM roll.
line GM?
Did the other kobolds leave with the rest of the group?
Yes,
Okay, and
Cool.
then
I
with,
just didn't
with that,
take them off the map yet.
Not a
and
problem.
with that, okay, would that be a perception, or just
Just the relative skill.
relative skill? Okay. Oh, I guess. Let me find that.
Okay.
AFK for a little bit.
Were you trying the top or the bottom one? Sorry.
Oh, the top
Yeah.
one
So
closest to where the character is.
yeah, you can see if you succeeded or not.
Yep. Okay. All I know is I rolled. Let's see. Right. So. Oh, hey! It opened.
Oh, see, wait, was that kobold lying to me? They don't do that.
Well,
do they?
you saw him like mess around with the door. Pulled out two little pieces of metal and was working at the door.
It's a bit of a tight fit in there. Do you see anything?
I see a whole lot of nothing in here.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Perhaps the other door, maybe.
Leads to the same room.
Huh. Well, I don't seem to be able to fit into this room. It's not actually letting me go in.
Do a diagonal key maybe, or both the up and over arrow at the same time.
Oh, very good. Ah, here we are. It's just a bit of a tight fit. I had to turn sideways, son. I'm
So
not
if
seeing anything there.
Francis wants to make her way, she can make her way while they're doing what they're doing.
Is there like a perception check to search the room or anything? Or
It looks pretty bare.
yeah, it looks pretty bare.
I'll check to see if there's like maybe any hidden doors along the walls or something. Not expecting anything.
So let's
see.
I get to there, Lehman, and I can't see anything else.
Click on the. Are you showing the top door is open or closed?
Who?
You. Oh, you're not even to the door yet, are you?
No, I
Well,
think he's wandering around in the dark.
I get
Okay.
there and I can't see anything.
Well, let's see.
Well. Go on.
Okay.
Okay.
Seriously, you coming? Don't read that.
Whoops. Oh, that was weird. Huh.
Does Sir Emery still have his friend on his shoulder?
Yes.
Wait, I thought this was a friend of Crandor's.
He seems to have taken a liking to you.
Interesting.
Maybe if you feed them, I hear they're good luck.
Seem to have a lot of hanger-ons. Well, nothing in this room, eh?
No, but I noticed that there was another hallway.
Yeah, and I didn't really explore that. I just thought perhaps since the kobolds hadn't been in here, there'd be some really kick-ass loot in here, but I guess not.
I do ask the kobold leader if we can have their name, basically.
If you can have what?
Their name. We never actually really introduced ourselves.
Ehrlich.
I'm Nicholas, and I'm sorry for the needless bloodshed.
This way, Francis. And Cassius.
And then the other one is Dork and Kur.
Dork, did you say?
Dork.
Durek. I will go ahead and heal them up 2 more times each.
Lehman, I'm going to do a walk around the walls of this room that I'm in. Just to, tap on the walls a little bit. Make sure there's no passages.
Right. So you do not sense anything.
Are these a couple of cots right here?
Yes. They're pretty filthy and rotten.
What? Nothing down here.
I'll do a bit of a search down in this area too.
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
Whatever this place was, you get a sense that it was ancient and you're not sure what purpose it served.
Uh-huh.
So up on the surface.
All right. Well,
Did you heal them a couple of times each?
Yep.
Okay. We were going to ask Crandor if he would do a carpet of adhesion once we got a bunch of rocks next to this trap. And when he does that, we're going to roll the rocks onto it to see if it'll hold it down again.
Actually, I think I replaced the number instead of adding to it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if things changed because it's like,
Okay,
wow, when I
yeah.
healed Sir Emery, it was a lot more of an increase.
No, instead of healing him, I just replaced it with that twice. So that was my fault.
Okay. But we'll put rocks to the sides of this, and then if Crandor is willing to cast Carpet of Adhesion, we'll push the rocks onto it to try to weigh it down.
Okay. Is Crandor
Well,
going
my
to...
Go ahead.
Okay. And what level are you casting the spell at?
That's one.
Okay.
So 10 minutes. What are y'all trying to? What's the purpose of this? To get our companions out?
Yes. By the way, you were like really crisp and clear before. Now you sound like you're talking from across the room.
Oh, is this better?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My microphone was up on top of my head.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we want to open this and wedge it open so that our companions can get back out. Or if they're in trouble because they went off to open the door, we make sure that they're not dying.
Okay. So
So instead of like putting the rocks and you casting it open to make it stick open, they want you to cast on it and then throw the rocks on it. So then when it goes, the weight will stay there.
Stay on it. Yep.
And then Chris had also mentioned maybe if there was enough, maybe we can make a pile that reaches it so that the end of it will be pinned, possibly too, if that's possible.
Okay, I'm going to cast this at actually level 2.
Okay.
So it's for 20 minutes.
Okay.
I think that would be a good amount of time.
Yeah.
Well, what did I just do?
Is it because you zoomed in? Whenever somebody types, it zooms in or zooms out.
It kind of goes. It puts cartoon text bubbles above the name of whoever's talking.
So is that Chris that said he was back? Or was it? Did you say back?
I didn't say back.
It came from a kobold. That's weird.
Yeah, so it just means somebody had
I came back.
targeted the kobold and wrote that.
Gotcha.
So Chris got the kobold to speak.
So
in the chat, Chris is their names. I got their names.
Oh, okay. I didn't know I could be a ventriloquist and speak for the kobold.
All right.
So the three of you down, are you making your way back to the...
Yep, can I make a torch out of like the tattered beds and all that kind of stuff?
It wouldn't last very long. They're very old materials. It's not like they've been soaked in, pitch and will burn over time.
Would like some of their weapons back. Can we trust them at this point to give them weapons, you think?
Why don't we wait until our companions are back up top?
The ones that... Oh, never mind.
I understand, but I don't want to give them weapons and untie them right now while we're doing a chore of opening this
only
trap.
one of them is tied up, and I would assume we would untie it. It has no weapon, or it is the weapon.
That's fine. We can untie them.
I yelled down the hole. You have 20 minutes to get up.
So the light. Whoops, that was weird. The light. Shines down again.
Okay. Oh, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, let us leave. I found this to be an entirely unentertaining trap we found ourselves in. And not particularly rewarding.
So you all climb up so you can move yourself hopefully to the road. So well, my mouse just okay. I kind of lost.
Lehman,
Yes.
knowing where the trapdoor is now, I want to try and see if I can identify it or locate it from above.
Well, it's hanging open. It's there.
Oh.
Actually, sorry. When you got to it, you saw the trapdoor open, and somehow there were lots and lots of large boulders stuck to it as you
Okay.
climbed out. You can talk amongst yourself. I will be AFK for just a couple of minutes and be right back.
Do you
So
have
if-
their weapons, Chris?
I have some cobalt weapons, but there are cobalt weapons down there. So if the door is open and you've healed them enough, they could go recover stuff.
Yeah, you have 20 minutes. Well, less than 20 minutes now.
Also, I believe we took the weapon off of this Ulrich, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I think Cassius has that.
That's I figured a nice weapon like that should probably be in the hands of someone we can trust.
Were you down in the darkness?
Hmm.
Didn't you hear? I don't know. Did an in-character comment of Old Man Nicholas? Was it? Who is he stabbing in the back? Is that our kobold or theirs, or was that a thought process, Anthony?
I don't know if it was Francis who I asked if she was stabbing our kobolds are there.
Okay, so it was verbalized, is what I'm saying. Not just a
Yeah.
thought in your head, but it's actually spoken out loud.
Because, yes, she walked up to the first kobold she saw that day, and I said, I think that's Cassius.
So just a little difference. This map is more like dirt or gravel, whereas the actual road that you are on is like cobblestone, and it is the trapdoor that is dropped open, is part of the cobblestone, and it's the edges of it are extremely difficult to notice.
Okay.
Do you want to leave a warning for anybody else that might travel this path? We could put a rock on both sides of it and carve, maybe, I don't know if we have anything to carve with or paint. Well, I know we have paints. A message saying that there is a trap here. I mean, we don't want just unsuspecting people to keep piling up down
Right.
there, right?
Or we can put rocks all the way around.
Right. Just a way to denote it, but I think a
yeah.
sign. Otherwise, people might, why are these rocks in the road, and move them.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes. Yes, we put up these signs saying "Stay away, danger," and people, of course, flock to it. What's in there? Why are they trying to keep us out?
Well, if you put the rocks there, someone's obviously going to step in the middle of
Talking
it.
about the matchup.
Right. I'd just say we use some of the paints that we've found.
Well, as I said, Crandor and Karnak, both of them tried stepping on it, and it did not go down.
Right. It's a certain amount of weight.
But when a lot of you were in that area at once, it...
Right.
All it takes is one troll.
Yeah.
Or bear man.
Right. I wouldn't mind us leaving at least a warning in front of it.
Yeah.
Just, hey, be careful.
that's a good
Trap
idea.
door.
Probably
Well,
more.
were there beds downstairs?
there were
some rot.
cots that were
Cots, you
very
can put it down
old
there, right on it if you need
and
something
rotted.
right on.
But we found no sign about who the hell those people, who the hell built that thing, what
Nope.
it's for,
Down there.
why they had a roof of, suspicious quality.
I mean, if we get back to a town, we might be able to ask somebody if there was anything ever there. Maybe the wizard when he pays us the remainder of what he owes.
Oh, yes. Well, perhaps we should be on our way.
Well, then the question remains: are we giving Ulrich the sword, his weapon back, or
I
not?
think it's his weapon, after all. I mean, perhaps why wouldn't he have it?
Because it's in Cassius's hands. And possession is 9/10 of the law.
Yes.
I mean, if you're not going to give it back, you're not going to give it back. We make sure that they're armed and send them on their way.
I mean, perhaps you should compensate him in some way.
I will give him a sword.
It seems really rude to just kick the crap out of him and take his weapon. It's rather banditry. Bandity.
I will say, Ulrich never got hurt.
He got paralyzed.
So it's just robbery. It's not.
Right.
Yeah. Just robbery. That's way better, I suppose.
Well, actually, it is. But, yes.
Well, survival of the fittest.
Well,
Strong.
I must say it doesn't quite sit well with me. But to associate with mere bandits, that's just not right.
Yes.
Well, I've done what I can to make amends. It's onward and upward.
All right. Yeah. I will hand Ulrich a bastard sword.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
If he fails his perception check.
Yes. Well, I need to make sure he can defend himself. Should he run across someone
with no scruples?
He might take his stuff and
In case there's another case of mistaken identity.
Yes, mistaken identity.
Let me check something real fast.
Lehman, I'm going to offer Sir Emery's bird some food.
It hops to the other shoulder. Away from you.
Away from me or towards me?
Away from you. You went to give it some food and it hopped on the other shoulder. It gives you a mean look.
A glare.
Birdie doesn't like you.
Well, I thought they were supposed to be good luck.
I guess not for you.
I guess not.
Grandor, is this not your avian?
Evidently, Crandor's pet has taste.
The bird flew on my shoulder as I started descending the trap door.
Okay.
It apparently is your bird. As it flew from me to you.
So, does detect magic work on it, or
Or
do you
now.
good, or what? What is it?
Wandering around in the dark in a cave upon alighting upon one's shoulder seems like a rather odd behavior for a bird.
So I swapped weapons, Cassius. So you have
You seem to have
Ulrichs.
several unusual qualities about you. A bird now and a card that, well, I guess that is currently in Decimus's care.
And
It's
Decimus
currently being carried by
looks,
Justice.
and it
Okay.
is no longer where he put it.
Oh, nice.
Maybe it turned into the bird.
No, he handed me the card while the bird was on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bird and the card were both seen at the same time.
All right.
It could be an illusion.
Oh,
Yeah.
So-
Well, Sir Emery's, with a sinking feeling, will check his belt pouch for a card.
And it is there.
Damn it.
Well,
I did say curse, did I not? And he's going to pull out the card.
Sir Emery, that's a pretty good trick.
When did you learn illusion magic?
Yeah.
When did you
Well,
learn?
perhaps we should.
Sir Emery, is that a dishonorable skill, pickpocketing?
So, I whisper to the
Yeah.
kobolds, run off. Now's your chance. Go while you can.
Go down.
Would you like to take a card with you?
That's why they changed it.
Card, any card. As long as it's this card.
Yes. Well, perhaps we should
Carry on.
get away. And we're not far from the village, are we?
Couple days.
On the completion of our noble quest.
I
Yes.
don't see what you're talking about, whoever the person writing me.
okay.
We realign, set whatever little warnings we can about the trap, and then head up.
Move around it.
When I open it, it gives 2 different bonuses, and that's it. I don't see
Okay.
your
All right.
and
Just-
notes.
Yeah.
Are you seeing something different? I'm not.
Let's see.
If you hover above it,
Okay.
or hover over it, sorry.
Yeah. Hover.
Oh, that's not a tax.
Okay. All right. That's
The-
something else.
If people are on the combat page, the number in brackets is a base bonus.
Okay. Base bonus. Gotcha.
It's certain things are added. It's not everything, but it's kind of the
Gotcha.
the base. When you actually roll, it will show you where those points are coming from.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
It's the same way with like the parries and I
Okay.
forgot to transfer that parry over to you. Hold on.
Okay. All right.
The predators on the stuff I wish. Brady just saw us by the side.
Okay. Yeah, it's like just I wasn't sure since that number seemed to correspond with other stuff from what I looked at in the rules. Oh,
There you go.
I'm not. Okay, cool.
So you have a parry for that one also now.
Awesome.
Okay, so are you continuing on your way?
Yes.
That whole thing probably took around an hour time. So you stop for the evening. And on your equipment diagram at the bottom, you should have how many meals you have.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead and take
Oh,
off
that's right.
a meal.
I knew I forgot to buy something when I was. Okay.
Yummy, yummy sausages.
So we take off one meal.
Yes.
Cassius,
I'm not counting things before I've decided to get nitpicky. So
Okay.
I'm getting
Yes.
nitpicky now, but I'm being lenient for before.
Okay.
Oh, Ranger.
Cassius, have you no food?
Yeah, I forgot to.
Bodil
Yeah,
must
player. Yeah, player forgot to pick to buy certain stuff when starting out.
I'll
Yeah.
share.
Okay, thank you.
Bodil must go hunting or foraging if possible because she is out of food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps we let those kobolds leave too early.
I have
Why
plenty
would
of
they
wood
train
to
food?
share if
Oh,
anyone's
why?
hungry.
Would you have liked to have had them for dinner? As guests, of course.
Making a joke, of course. Now,
Bo,
I do have a bit more to share. How far do we expect?
You
How
probably
far are
have
we from-
another day of travel.
That's not too bad.
I can share some of my food with Bodil as well.
It'd be a larger amount of meals for you to feed Bodil.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Well, you can have some sausage.
But
I'm
Bodil is
large.
able to scrounge up some. Oh, let's see. Some various berries and other things. So you just will need one meal from somebody who's medium-sized. You didn't quite get enough for yourself, but it was enough that it wouldn't be like three medium-sized people's meals.
I'll share.
Thank you for your generosity.
So I noticed we had a significant lack of light down there. Do we want to take the time while we're camping to maybe make some torches? Does anybody know how to do that?
Let's see, what are skills? I have wilderness survival. Maybe I could. I don't know.
Sorry, I got interrupted. Would somebody please repeat what was happening?
I asked if anybody had the skills while we were camping if we could make some torches since we didn't have a lot of light when we were down in that tunnel.
Does anybody have fashion tools?
Nope.
Say, I believe a secondary skill. I could be wrong on that though, but it's.
I have infantry. I could make a chair leg and then we can set that on fire.
I can make rope, and then we can tie that around her chair leg and set the rope on fire.
Excellent. We have a plan.
Yeah.
And I have wilderness survival and mountaineering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
admittedly, that torch probably wouldn't last very long, but
But it would be a torch.
yep.
Yeah, it's a secondary skill, fashion tools.
Alrighty then. Well, let's try to stay out of dark places.
The wilderness survival would be making campfires, bonfires, things like that, but torches that actually would work for what they need to be used for is going to take a little bit longer.
If somebody has a little extra carrying space or capacity, maybe we could bring a little bit of wood with us so we could at least start a campfire at our origin point.
Well, we got the cart, the wagon.
Right, but if we were to fall in a hole again and the wagon not come with us, that's what I was thinking. Very specific problems, you know.
I do have the globe of daylight if
That
I'm
is
there.
true. If
I'm
you
there.
if you fall with us next time.
Yes.
Have
I think
Crandor walk in the
Rubio
middle
had-
of everybody.
Yeah. We tie a rope to Crandor and, you know, our heavier people lead the rope.
How do you tell if you have more space where you can carry things? Odile would offer assuming she has space to carry.
Nicholas was mostly joking. It's a very specific problem we might run into.
Oh, Bodil doesn't understand sarcasm, sorry.
So the next morning comes. The night was uneventful, and you spend the day going down the trail. After a little while, it goes back to where the trail is still surrounded by plants and where weeds and stuff are coming up in the middle of it. So you get past that patch of the road where there was all the plants were dead.
Are we following our usual Bodil and I up ahead?
That's what I'm guessing, because no, Bodil has to pull the cart with Sir Emery.
Okay.
Right, I'm pulling the cart.
I will scout ahead.
They each grab one of the bars that sticks out from the wagon and are pulling it. So with having to do some foraging as well as pulling the cart, it takes you 3 more meals, but having more time to do things and not falling into a pit trap and spending an hour dealing with that, you're able to gather enough to barely stave off the hunger. And you
Barely. I'm a bear.
ha 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 ha, yep. And you make your way back to Winterhaven.
Huzzah!
So
So how many days
Winterhaven,
worth of food should I take off, Lehman?
that would be the second day. You did enough because the wagons, hauling the wagon is not fast, so you're able to do some hunting and stuff. So the second day, everything was provided. The nature provided for you because the area also, a lot, as I mentioned before, the animals and stuff were coming. And actually, let me check to see who might have.
Provides.
Yeah, Bodil, you notice, like I said, there was a lot of animals that had come back to the area, but They're acting very strange. They're like getting ready. Like you see squirrels and stuff that have, you know, their jaws completely stuffed with nuts. And, you know, it's very much like things are preparing for winter.
Awesome.
And it's the end of August.
Yes.
So yeah, Bodil definitely, I don't know if she has mentioned this to her friends before, but she definitely mentions to her friends that the creatures seem to be, you know, preparing for winter.
So as they're out gathering stuff, you're gathering them.
Yes.
So there is a picture of Winterhaven. You come around where one is located, the outer gate. A couple of the guards at the gate actually look quite relieved to see you and beckon you in hurriedly.
Hello, Prince.
And the first thing that you notice when you come in and you kind of round that first bend is the area, or I guess it wouldn't be the area. You see Valthrune's tower, and where number 6 is, that area was usually clear with nothing in it, kind of an open area, flat open area, and then when he arrived to talk and then came back the next day, the tower tended to like phase in and out, but it is it's definitely visible and definitely there.
Very good. Then hopefully the rewards and accolades for completing this awesome quest will also be there.
Working on the boat.
The money I never took. We'll see how much. You know.
I am a bit concerned about it because I just made a down payment on some armor. I want to make sure I have enough for the balance.
So, Karnak, he sees where some of the other dwarven refugees are, and he kind of runs over and starts talking to them, pointing at you, pointing at the cart.
Hey guys, maybe we should discuss the value of a cart.
And as you get, you're still kind of pulling the cart a little bit, and on the doorway, the door to Valthrune's tower, it looks like a note has been tacked to the door.
Oh, what language?
I guess you'll have to get it before, or get close enough to read it, or pick it up before you can tell.
I'll walk towards it to see if I can read it.
So you walk towards it. What languages do you read?
Oh, give me a second. Sylvan.
I have Sylvan in case you need to know.
Well, Vale and one of the dwarven languages.
Yep, just Sylvan and Vale.
Vale and what?
So those who read Vale, the note says Crandor, and then under it is a mystical looking symbol.
I will back away from it. Just in case.
All right, I look at it.
It's like it's got your name.
Yep.
So yes, it has your name, and underneath it, it looks like there is a symbol drawn in blood.
Oh wow.
Not your name, just the symbol.
You're right. Is it like a ward or just a symbol?
Let's check something. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lehman, why do I have people's names wandering around my screen?
That's where
That's
they're
where
pointing.
that's where their cursor is.
Oh,
The beginning of the last session, I asked if that was annoying people, and people said to go ahead and leave it, so I left it.
okay.
It's another. I mean, you can ping, but if you just kind of circle with your cursor,
Yeah.
that's another way of pinging.
Plus, it has. Well, I guess even the pings now have people's names. So.
So was that note on the door you said?
Yeah, it was like nailed to the door.
Okay.
You know, small nail, not like a huge freaking nail. But...
Yeah.
There wasn't a person crucified behind it.
It's not a.
Yeah, behind the nail is a crucified person stuck to the door.
It's not a eviction notice of any sort, is it?
So I turn around, I look at everybody, I said, let's go in, but be ready.
Okay.
Ready for what?
I have no idea. Just be ready.
So, okay, let me describe the note further. It's not like an open note that has your name and then a mystic. It's like folded, closed, and hammered into the door. Does that make sense?
So he had to pull it. He had to pull it off, open it to see the. Oh, the
no.
The
It's like a
on the outside.
Yeah, the name, and it's basically if you take a piece of paper, fold it in threes,
And
write
then they
the person's name on the back, symbol, stick it up. So
So
if
I
there's
think only you can take it off the door, Crandor, if that magic is real. I'm guessing you've been given permission.
Gotcha. Okay.
okay.
I thought it was like a piece of paper that had my name and then the symbol like under my name or something.
If
yeah.
people had been hurt, go ahead and heal your base heal.
We were on the road for several days.
You're on the road for one more day, and that's
One more
base
day.
heal.
Oh,
Okay.
and food was 3 more meals, right?
No, there was the animals are really active, like they're really trying to store stuff for the winter, and they're behind schedule. So there was you You made it so that quite a few animals no longer need food for the winter.
We're so generous to nature.
When you
That,
say heal, you roll your heal base. You say
Oh,
two more times.
I just figured out
it's the
note.
same
That's
number.
funny.
It sounds like a roll, but it's just a set number.
Oh,
But that's what you heal.
Okay, and is that hit points or shock points? Or
You heal your hit points first, and then if any bleed over, it will heal up shock points after that.
okay,
What about getting magic points and ISP back?
You will gain 48 points of each up to your max.
I'm sorry, Lehman. Where do you see your heal base at?
On the character sheet, it is on the combat page under values to share. Heal
Okay.
base.
I see it.
If it's a
I thought it was
point,
supposed-
you
Oh, yeah.
ignore the point.
Okay. That's really sad.
oh, I still. Oh, okay.
That makes me really sad, Lehman.
Okay. All right. So
Hold
Okay,
on.
so that-
It might be because I realize that wounds somehow affect that heal base. So
Oh, I'm fine. I
well,
think.
no, I'm talking with somebody else who just
Oh,
did
okay.
it.
Gotcha.
So let me unwound yourself and then do it.
Okay.
And the heal base should. Well,
Okay.
yours is not. Huh.
Yeah, my heal base is listed as 0.
Oh, okay. The formula it wasn't put in
Yeah.
there, so it's
Yep.
Let's see if this does anything. Oh, because I got to figure out how to. Oh, let me draw a new drag and drop it from a character that it works on. Hopefully that.
Okay.
That's why.
Oh, I've got a new. There it is.
Yeah, let me get rid of this old one. Yeah, that one had the
Okay.
actual formula in it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd already manually added some of the points back, but
Okay.
I'll manually add the rest. Since
Okay, so was anybody this note? Is
So,
who said? Oh, did, okay, Crandor.
yeah. Was that basically right?
Yep.
Okay, that's funny.
Right, and depending on what the ward actually was, other people might not know whether or not it go boom. Yeah.
So did you take it off, or is it still hanging there?
I take it off. I open it.
Okay. Okay, let's see. If you go to journal,
Yep.
you should see a note to Crandor appeared.
Oh, yeah. Is this only in mine, or can others see it?
Well, you're the one holding it, so unless
Okay.
people are obviously peeking over your shoulder. Which, knowing this group, they probably are. You probably look like you're in a football huddle.
I did not. I stepped back. I told him it was his note.
All right, let me read this first. Ooh. I don't remember who Talquez is.
She was the wizard who kept tripping and stumbling and had told you that she had been cursed by someone, and that's the reason. Like, I think you had asked her to go with you, and she
My
declined.
gosh, yes. Yes. Oh man. What? What? Okay. This is weird. So, yeah, I turn around and tell everybody we're going to go into the tower, but do not touch anything, which includes bodies
Okay.
What?
or anything that they may be touching.
Ah.
So I look at the door
Okay.
and
I don't get it.
You do
What?
see, having stopped to read the note, and that quite a few townspeople are kind of looking at you. Their eyes are wide, and a few of them have even put their hands over their mouths and stifled gasps.
So, is this an urgent matter to step inside?
Yes, I don't want to. I kind of whisper. I don't want to talk about this out here. We need to go inside.
Okay.
Will the
All
cart
right,
fit through the
friends,
door?
in we go.
And So-
Okay.
I
Lehman, will the cart fit through?
No.
Yeah. Well, somebody needs to
Like-
get some.
Like Sir Emery and Bodil have to kind of bend pretty far and
So
turn sideways to get through.
We
But
need
once
to
you go in, it's very TARDIS-y.
right. We need to secure our stuff before we go in.
Karnak and a couple of the dwarves have come over to the cart, and they're being a dwarf, they aren't showing emotions outwardly, but they look at the chests, and you figure that they've talked to Karnak, and they just stand there. It's not like they're jumping to get the chest or anything, and they stand there.
So
and they'll
will
say,
you-
"We will guard while you do what you need."
Okay.
Okay.
Take care of this, and we'll go inside.
I turn to the cart and I get the two. What is it? The spell book and the
Circle.
other book, the symbolist book.
Okay.
I tell Karnak I'm going to take these in.
Okay.
And then I turn back to the door and let's go in.
So the door opens.
I follow. When you say don't touch the bodies, is it because the bodies are touching something and that might make a chain?
Yes.
Okay.
Or body.
Body.
Then I will follow Shep in.
Yep.
So you enter the tower, and the first thing that hits you is the smell of a decaying body. Or bodies. And you
What?
go, and in the very room that you had met with Valthrun, and I believe you, except for Cassius, I believe, you had eaten and talked with him, and some of you had been paid and given the Geese quest magic placed upon you. As you enter that room, you see the table cleared except for packages that are nicely tied in a butcher type paper with string around them. And you see at the head of the table where Valthrun sat, he is there, and his face is in a large bowl of bloody water, and his right hand is grasping one of the packages.
Don't touch that. I tell everybody.
Who left you the note then?
Who do you work for?
Apparently the dead guy. Where is it?
Do the packages have anything written on them?
Yes, each of the packages has your names on them except for the one he's holding. And Sir Emery's is the one that he's holding is much larger than all of the others. And Sir Emery does not have a smaller package.
That's right. Sir Emery does not have a small package. So to say that again, so there is a package with Sir Emery's name on it.
No.
There is not.
No, I think you already have the contents of your package.
Did anybody else take the money first? And if so, is there a package with their name on it?
I took half.
There is a small, and they're all the same size, except for the one. There is, how many of you are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 small packages. Each of them have your names on them. There is also one large package that you cannot really see because a dead person's hand is on it.
Don't touch that one
So,
that he's touching.
can you sense magic? Is that a thing wizards do?
Who's the? Is it Francis that always did sense magic?
I can detect magic, yes.
So,
I
Craig,
think I'm.
why don't you read us your note out loud so we can all hear it?
It's for me.
So, what
I'm-
makes you?
I'm telling you what you need to know,
I have a
and
problem.
that is not to touch that package that he's touching.
Okay.
Okay. So we're allowed to touch the packages with our
What
names
about,
on it?
yeah,
Yes.
After you.
And pick up my package.
Lucille shrugs and walks up and opens the package with her name on it.
No, wait. Very good.
So, Decimus and Bodil have touched their packages.
So they touch their package.
Yep. Odile touches her package.
So do you open your package or just touch it?
Well, she was
Oh, Odile definitely opens the package.
Okay. So let's see. So there is a 1,000 Soli D in there.
Okay. That's the money she was promised from the beginning, right?
Yes. And that is
and then stick it in my backpack after I look at it.
All right.
Now,
and that is 20 1-ounce silver coins.
Okay.
all right, where do we keep track of those on our character sheet?
All right.
Does anybody know where the money is?
I think you just put it under notes under the main page.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Oh, go away.
Those of so I thought I had written that down.
There are
but I
21
believe what was it? Francis and Sir Emery had taken
Yep.
the. I think that was it. Correct? Nobody else did.
Yep.
All right.
That I recall.
Okay. Now, since other people have taken their packages and not had any ill effects, I'll grab mine.
Okay, so yours has 500 Soli D, and that is 10 1-ounce silver coins.
And I will do the same.
Yeah, Sir Nicholas does it.
Or sorry, what 1,000 for those who did not take the money beforehand. There is 1,000 for the ones who did take it beforehand. There is 500, and if you got 1,000, that's 20 coins. If you got 500, it is 10 coins. And like I said, Sir Emery does not have a similar package there.
Okay.
Bodil says to Sir Emery, how much did you owe on the armor you commissioned?
I'm looking now. I had it in my notes. It's probably somewhere. I imagine he transferred it over somewhere.
420.
I owe an additional
you completed the mission, so it should be 420.
How do you spell the coin type, Lehman?
Bodil and Sir Emery money.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I put it in chat.
And how many silver?
Okay, so spell it right.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
Well, it should be another 400, right? I got 300 down on it.
I have 420 is what I wrote.
Okay.
so Crandor, what if we were to
Maybe it must be interest or something.
toss something so he's not touching the package? Could we then check him out to see what happened?
I'm going to have to study this before we do anything with Valthrun and this particular package. I'm going to have to concentrate on this.
So
There could be
Bob,
something very nasty that happens.
what I have is that you ordered split mail. You put 300 down. You wanted plus 10 extra SDC. The total would have been 800, which would have been 500 more. But for the 10% back for the weapons and armor would make it 420 if you complete the mission.
Okay, 420 is good.
Well, yeah. Lehman, are we going to be keeping track of money in silver or in solidi or?
You will keep track of it in the metal because that is what weighs.
Is there a place on the character sheet to indicate that other than the notes?
If you go to the all items at the very, very bottom, you can make an equipment page or a container page and put notes in it, but there's no actual place for silver. If you want to, you could make a pool or like a primary attribute or something with the little plus symbol and do stuff there, but...
Okay, thank you.
It's pretty much how you wish to do it, but the metal and the weight is what is important. That will tell you how much it's worth.
The metal being solid D.
The metal being silver, an ounce of silver, or
Okay.
20
Do
ounces,
we
or 10
need
ounces.
to track of the weight on our character sheet for conference?
Yes.
How do we do that? That was the question on that.
Oh, that is just you have 20 1-ounce silver coins, so that's 20 ounces. That's a pound and 4 ounces, which
Where is that
isn't
recorded?
on the main page at the bottom, notes and equipment.
Oh, okay.
Say that again.
On your character sheet on the main page at the
Uh-huh.
bottom says notes and equipment,
Uh-huh.
and the people that actually had money, that's where I wrote your money. If you wish
Right.
to put it somewhere else or make some other type of entry to store your money somewhere, that is perfectly fine. That's just where I put it. You
Okay.
will need to know how much it weighs, because that was one of the things that caused you to think about using the wagon, because it would have been extremely difficult for you to carry the weight of gold and silver are very heavy. So, and copper is 1 ounce per 1 solidus, so it is very the weight can add up a lot.
Yep. First world problems. Dealing with the weight of all this money.
I don't
So
know who did this or anything. Probably need to maybe try and figure out if any villagers know or seen anybody come in here.
So the wizard left you the note then? The dead one?
No. Someone else.
As a warning, but not as a message saying that they did this?
Correct.
Did you get the message I sent?
If it was to me,
It,
no.
it you can look in your chat and you will know if you saw the message I sent or not.
Oh. Huh. Okay, so I say the symbols on this larger package. It says skull chomp gutter sucker. Guttusker.
It does, eh? Gonna the Emery will go over to take a look.
Don't touch, but you can look.
All right, that's interesting.
As you go closer, you see that there appears to be some various symbols, and you've seen a couple of magic symbols, so stuff like that on the package.
From my last experience with magic symbols on floors was it's not great. And the dead person's got a hand on there. That is the wizard who hired us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'd stepped out for a bit there.
Well, you think so. His face is, or his head is face first in a large bowl of bloody water.
I see. Well, I believe this is a package for me. But
It's
but you say it's a no-no.
it's warded. I believe it's warded. It
Is
could
it
be
perhaps
dangerous.
warded to prevent somebody other than me touching it?
Sorry to
I
hear that.
do,
Take
That's
care.
okay, Lehman. Yep. Have a good night, guys.
good night, Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
That part I do not know. I'm going to have to study this farther to figure out what's going on with this package. It's going to take some time.
All right. Well, I could wait, I suppose. It's not very often I get gifts, so there's a lot of anticipation.
Are there things in this tower we need to secure now that people know that we can go in and out?
Okay.
I think they still might be afraid of it, or of us, or of me, the townsfolk.
You
But-
do strike an imposing figure.
But yeah, it probably would behoove us to maybe secure this tower.
And how would we go about securing the tower?
I guess lock the front door for one.
Well, should we unload the cart first?
The cart is currently under guard by the dwarves. I mean, Crandor, did you hear me ask, what if we were to toss something to knock his hand off the package? Or actually, don't you levitate or move things with your mind, Francis?
Yeah, I could try.
No, I strongly don't recommend that. Like I said, I need time to figure out what this ward is, this symbol.
All right. Well, well, very good. And Emery's gonna like stand over him and watch intently. So, very good. Proceed. Are you doing it now? I can't tell.
I'm looking something up, actually.
Well, right. I mean, I suppose there's like reference manuals or something. I guess.
Well, if you're going to have to take time to study it,
Yeah.
stay here, and some of the rest of us will go take care of the other things, and we'll have to figure out about lodging and stuff, and making sure nobody else comes into the tower. I will take my leave then, and I'll end up going outside and seeing that Decimus is already seeing to the wagon.
So, real quick, let me go through things. Old Man Nicholas and Decimus are out at the wagon. I not have Decimus. What is Odile is just in there. Francis, are you staying in the tower?
I guess I'll go outside as well. Keep me from temptation.
Sir Emery?
Well, I'll be staying here, I suppose.
Okay. Crandor, what are you specifically doing currently?
I'm going to study the symbols on the package.
Okay, so you kind of open up the books and kind of start looking at the symbols on the package and the symbols in the book,
books.
etc.
Yes.
And Crandor, or sorry, I just your name is right near Cassius, so I looked at Cassius and said your name. Cassius, what are you doing?
There's not much more I can do in here, so I guess I'll step outside and wait by the cart until Andor figures out what's going on.
So let me deal first with Sir Emery and Crandor quickly. Go ahead and look at your screen.
Yep. So, Sir Emery.
Oh, yes?
I'm starting to think that this name on the package,
Uh-huh.
it will allow the person to touch the package.
Very good.
If you want to, go ahead. I'll be here too.
Okay. And he's gonna close his, he's gonna reach out, close his eyes, put his hands on the package, and then wait for him to explode.
you put your hand on the package, and you feel a whole bunch of nastiness vanish.
Oh. I feel better. Oh, very good.
Well, like the package was loaded with a bunch of nastiness that is no longer on the package.
Oh, damn it! I was about to take that card out and tear it up and throw it away. All right.
What did you feel?
I mean, it seems like there was maybe whatever bad things were in it. I think just fled away. I hope they didn't get on you or something. He's gonna step back, carry the package with him a bit.
Okay.
Hopefully not get too much, let the hand drop. and then open the big box.
Okay. So within the larger package, there is a coin purse with the 50. Oh, not 50. Sorry, 10 1-ounce silver coins for that your
Yep.
500. There is also what appears to be a small box, a container that looks like it will fit a deck of cards in it.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh.
Right. All right.
And
Gonna open up.
there
Yep.
is a scroll case.
ooh.
Well, gonna open up that deck of cards. And are there cards inside?
No, there are no cards inside.
He's gonna tuck the little. He's gonna pull that card out from next to Emery Jr. and stuff it inside this box. He pulls
Okay,
it up.
it fits very snugly in there.
Damn it. Very good. And I suppose we got this.
And
scroll
it's
case.
a solid wood lacquered box for cards.
And this is the card we got from an evil clown, is it not?
It is the card that the evil clown threw at you, and then it basically did a knockback on the evil clown when it hit you. Because it's the balance card.
I'm not quite sure I
Every
understand
action
the place.
has a equal and opposite reaction. And sometimes it's delayed.
Well then. Let's
like I said,
inspect the scroll case. Perhaps there's some sort of instruction manual for these cards.
So you open the scroll case.
Yep.
There is a scroll inside of it. This is actually not empty. And in the scroll is what language do you speak? Or read, write?
He speaks the common, and I think there's gonna. I think I have another one in there. Whatever
Read,
trolls
read.
speak.
Read, write? I mean,
Looking at my skills, read, write, native language, Vale, and
okay, so Vale.
Yeah,
So
Vale.
in Vale, it says it basically is a completed mission. It's like a voucher that you completed your quest, and that it's a recommendation for official knighthood in the Paladin Order of the Silver Dragon.
Oh, excellent! Oh, very good. You know, this wizard chap, it's really too bad that he died. He seemed quite a decent fellow.
And as you kind of you're quite large, and the package is more medium sized, and you hit the table, and you had taken the package from the dead man's hand, and it jostled the bowl a little, and some of the bloody water went out, but the head, now the forehead is a little showing, and it looks like a dagger hilt is sticking out from it.
Ooh,
Oh, jeez.
is it a
And you-
medium-sized dagger hilt?
And
Or perhaps a
medium-sized
goblin
dagger hilt.
hilt?
and you have seen those dagger hilts before.
Are they clown dagger hilts?
It is one of the 2 clown dagger hilts that when you attacked the clown,
He threw that.
he looked up at something above your head and made a comment about, "Oh, you didn't think I would see you! Ha ha!" And threw the 2 daggers. You did not hear them clank on the stones. And apparently this is where one of them went.
Interesting.
He was
Well-
looking through the bowl at what was going on. Interesting.
It's unsavory business, but perhaps Cassius would be interested in such a thing.
I'm going to do sense
Or maybe
magic.
Branson?
Okay.
Is it a magic dagger?
Yeah, on the dagger I get. The spell force can be focused. Like that.
So the dagger is not magic. The package is no longer magic. The box, the wooden box that Samurai put the card in, seems to be slightly magical, but it's off in some way. You can't quite put your finger on it, but it seems not right. And on the shelf behind Valthrune's body, you see a couple of books that are faintly glowing.
Mm-hmm.
And next to the glowing ones, there seems to be an open spot that no longer has books.
Missing books.
And let's go ahead and end here, and we'll come back to the wagon people to be first next time.
Yep.
So I will go ahead and stop
Bye, Brayden.
recording.